Hey Virgos, how's it going? I think I'm feeling a bit better and I can do a reading for you today. I don't think I'm going to do an extended. I'm still coming out of my little under the weather thing, but I will, yeah, I'm doing my best to give you guys a reading today. So if you guys would like to gain access to my extended readings, hit join and sign up for Virgo Bombshell membership. That gives you approximately 25 extended readings every single month just for Virgos. And if you'd like to sign up for a chance to win a free reading with me, hit like, subscribe, and comment down below. I am loved. So, oh, and also just an update, guys. I'm thinking what I'm also going to start doing is some collective readings. So these could be for anybody who resonates with them, not necessarily just Virgos. That's true of any reading, really. But I think collective readings opens it up for anyone who feels, like they resonate, for it to apply to them. So, all right, universe, I ask on behalf of my Virgos and the person that they love. How does this person feel towards Virgo? Actually, what advice do you have for Virgo in love right now? What advice do you have for my Virgos in love right now? What is it that Virgo needs to know in their love life, in their upcoming circumstances in love? Okay. So you could be dealing with a Cancer or a Gemini. I do feel that intimacy is coming in, but with the Chariot in the reverse, I would say that if this is speaking about your person's feelings, they understand that there is a choice before them and they want real intimacy, but they're not rushing forward into it. I sense that it's a feeling of knowing the direction they want to go in, because I think what it is that they're convinced that if they rush in, it'll bring an ending. It could have something to do with a car too. There could have been some kind of a drama or something like that. But yeah, so this person is basically like, they're thinking that maybe their only option if they want to come in, if they want to come in quickly, is to be very committed and basically like, I don't know, offer you a ring or something, something really like stable. Basically come in and be like, I'm really, really serious about you. I think they feel like if they come in and they seem nonchalant, that it'll just be like over. But if they come in and they're like really extreme and really serious, that they'll have a better chance, essentially. That's what I'm sensing. You could be dealing with a Leo with the Strength card. So yeah, this is somebody who wants to come towards you, but they're holding back. With the King of Pentacles, they could be worried, in the reverse, they could be worried about another person in the situation, maybe an earth sign. But what I'm sensing is that they're worried about being your ideal. They're worried because, the King of Pentacles is your rightful counterpart. And with it in the reverse, they feel like, am I good enough? Am I what Virgo wants? Do I have the things that Virgo wants? Yeah, they're really worried about being rejected. And so they're trying to be clever and sort of maneuver and strategize around that, and hold on to a sense of personal power, because they're really worried, that they're going to show up and be humiliated. And I'd say that that is probably a result of either overstress in their life, being, doing too much, working too hard, being, not having enough time in stillness, or it could be actual literal influences around them in their lives. Excuse me, guys. Now, you could be definitely dealing with a fire sign, so an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. What are all these cards? Yeah, I feel like these are not it. Yeah, they're worried about, they're feeling insecure, essentially. And if it's a fire sign, fire signs can be very passionate and very, very focused on, their pride, I guess, especially if you've got a Leo that you're dealing with. And so this is somebody who, if they don't feel right, they don't come forward, because being humiliated to them is like the worst possible thing, or being embarrassed. So with the Three of Swords here to the Two of Swords in the reverse, this is somebody, they feel really sure that they're going to be rejected and heartbroken by you. And so with the Two of Swords in the reverse, they're just really trying to block that out. Like they feel convinced that they're not going to succeed with you. They feel like for sure. And so what they're trying to do is work hard and sort of put things off into the future. It's like they're basically working hard to procrastinate and push away those feelings of I'm going to be rejected. But whether or not they think it's because of things that have happened between the two of you, or just because of things that come from their own past and their own childhood, is, it could be either or both. So with the Queen of Swords here to the Temperance in the reverse, it's like they are really afraid of your sharpness. They think they're afraid that you're just going to like cut them, rip them a new one, and that they won't be able to heal this. It's making them anxious. They're very anxious about that. They're very anxious in general. What I'm sensing too is that they are worried that you're going to, if they don't take action, that they will, miss out on their chance. And so they're both pushing it away, but also worried that if they push it away, it'll. So this is basically somebody keeping themselves in indecision to push away the possibility of rejection, whether it's a rejection in relationship to avoidance, fear of intimacy, or whether it's rejection due to past treatment of you, or both. And so they're with the devil. I feel like this is representing that they could still be walking in some bondage, and that their bondage is kind of still holding sway on them, and that's what's causing them. You could be dealing with the Capricorn, and this is what's causing them to. But basically, it's kind of like they're sitting in this energy. They could also be feeling obsessive, thinking obsessively towards you, or just really in their flesh also. The devil is very much a card of being bound to the parameters of the flesh, the impulses of the flesh, all of that. And so this could be somebody, this could just be representing somebody being in the flesh and needing to practice more spiritually to get themselves out of the flesh so that they can see clearly. Because when you're in the flesh, you can't see the truth, but when you're in the spirit, you can. And this could very well be the reason why they're hesitating and not moving towards you, because it's basically being caused by their conflicted, fearful thoughts, and if they could come out of the flesh, this would clarify the situation for them. It would give them the grace and the courage to reach out, to take action. It would help them in so many ways, and help them and help you by helping them. If you want this person to reach out, obviously this is just like seeing how this person feels. So universe, how does this person feel? So yeah, they want a second chance. There's no that's absolutely how they feel. Let me, I'm not sure. I need to shuffle again. How does this person feel towards Virgo? Longing, craving, aching, wanting, but it's in the reverse. It's like they're trying to block it out because they're really, really, because they're worried about feeling inadequate. There's a fear of being inadequate. Yeah, but I think that this person does know in their intuition. They know that they need to listen to that intuition. But the thing is that intuition is fragile, because the influences of this world and around us can, if we are not in the right place, can overtake our consciousness, and so that we can't quite discern. And this can bring confusion. Yeah, it's like that, being in the shallowness of the flesh and the fleshly world can cause someone to be uncertain, to be confused, and to be overly influenced by toxic influence. And so, yeah, this person definitely, I'd say that this person needs to, if they need to, cut off any substances. With the Nine of Cups in the reverse, this could be overindulgence in substances, and that'll absolutely bring you into the flesh. Drunkenness, all that kind of stuff brings you into the flesh. Some substances can help to elevate the mind, but also they have to be managed very carefully because they do eventually just drop you down into the flesh. Um, and so, anyways, so yeah, this person definitely needs to abstain from substances, and they need to be spiritual to get their mind straight. Okay. Yeah, but they're hoping. They're hoping, but they feel like things are at this breaking point and this final straw. And I feel like that's one of the things that is like really riding them and making them feel worried that they've waited too long, and that they're not going to have a chance with you anymore because of that. Yeah, but they've got cloudy judgment that is bringing a sense of finality. It's like in this place of uncertainty and cloudy judgment where they are not filling their vessel with the spirit and with the truth of the spirit. Falsehoods are entering and taking form in the form of doomy outcomes, and that make this person believe that, oh, there's a finality in this situation, it's not going to work. But that's not true. It's like this person just needs to they need to meditate and pray and be still and do all that kind of stuff. But and if they are able, obviously they really should abstain from any form of substance to the best of their ability, absolutely, if they can, to regain the balance. And I feel like that's the main message here for your person is that they are in toxicity, that they need to learn to not that these things that they do, have a profound effect upon their cognition, their consciousness, and therefore how they perceive life, and therefore the choices that they make, and that they're profoundly mind altering. Essentially, they completely alter this person's position, their consciousness, and not in a good way. It's in a way that is causing them to believe that that they are not that their life isn't going to turn out how they want. And then they end up running away and being like, oh gosh. But it's basically self-sabotage. So it's like in the beginning, this person found solace from substances and they thought, oh, this is making me feel better. But it's actually the thing that it's come to a point where it has, I would guess, it is now and has for quite a while been sabotaging their success. And so I think that this is what the universe wants to tell your person in this situation, is that they need to, and I will do those Virgo focus readings that are just focused on you guys as well. But this is kind of like, if you're just wanting to look inside the mind of your person, this is what's going on with them. This is why they're, silent, for example. Okay, this keeps trying to come out. Prosperity lies ahead. So, stay focused keep your words focused on your own prosperity. Universe, what advice do you have for either Virgo or their person? Whoa, okay. Luck is on your side and expect powerful change. So with all these new moons and eclipses being represented, I feel like what this is saying is that this is a time for setting intentions through your words and through your outlook. So right now for you Virgos, your message is to stand firm on what it is that you want. Make sure you're putting the time into yourself. And again, with this, adjustments are required, and it's so you need to, I would say, set a good intention because you're at the point where, are we on the new moon right now? I think we are actually. So yeah, you need to set these intentions because the following month or even longer, will be determined by the things that you say now and the things that you speak now. So be very aware of that. And I feel like that's your message, guys. Sorry for the pause, and over the last few days, I just haven't been feeling well. And I tried to do readings and I just was like, oh, so thanks for being here, guys, and I hopefully will be back on track from now on. All right, talk to you soon.